Welcome, everybody. This is the Urban Suite. I am your host, D Major. And we have in studio here at ModSnap Radio a special guest. Drove all the way from Austin. This is TOSIN.
Thank you.
How are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good, man. We working with technology today, man. Figure
How
out,
are technologies working on us?
yeah. it's everywhere, and then you can still make do. Like that's
Yeah.
how everybody got something, and you can still do basically what you need to do. So we gonna make
We're
do.
going to make it work.
Yeah.
How was your drive up from Austin?
Well, for me, it was good. For people trying to go to Austin, it was bad. There was a fire or whatever.
Oh,
Truck.
yeah, that
I think it had
turned over a truck full of cotton.
cotton. Yes, a truck full of cotton caught fire.
Waiting out. One black soul near
Yeah.
either trying to clean it up or
But hey, on my way here, it was open up. You know what I'm saying?
right?
Man, take opportunities when you can.
I hear you. So are you originally from Austin?
Yeah, basically, I mean, I was born in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
We moved to Iowa for like a year, but I've been in Austin since I was like 2. And I moved in '96 to New Orleans for school, and then I came back in '03, and I've been back in Austin. So, yeah, I'm a Austin. I rep, basically what I say to people is I rep the South. You know what I'm saying? Made in Mississippi. I was bred in Texas, and then I was
So New Orleans. What college did you go to out there?
I don't really tell people.
Okay.
But I did graduate early.
Early.
Graduated from high school and college early. I graduated in 3.5 years.
Okay.
I got a BS or BA in marketing.
Heard it.
I picked the wrong major. I was 2 years in until I realized I picked the wrong major.
Oh.
I wanted advertising, and then spent all this money. I mean, I do use it in a general basis, but for the most part, I've done nothing with it. Had no jobs since I got out of college.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, so pretty much at first, as soon as you got out of school and came back to Austin, just
I mean, I had a part-time job that I got fired from. But yeah. Basically, what happened was I was making $11 an hour. I was working part-time, so that's $44.
Yeah.
So I would leave there and go do a flyer, make twice as much. So it's like, why am I waking up and driving here and putting on clothes? And I just had to dig down and try to figure out how I can make more money doing the flyers because it only takes me an hour to do the flyer. It takes me be here for 4 hours dealing with other niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to answer phone calls, be in traffic. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. It was they basically they let me go. Basically, I used to just answer phones and I used to do other stuff, and they just automated all of that out of my job. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they gave me an opportunity. I think I was there for maybe less than a year, and then South by Southwest, I basically.
okay. Oh.
You know, can't work there and be out till 2 o'clock in the morning and try to get
drag your ass
there
back on
and
again,
do that
right.
for a week. So, I mean, yeah, they still cool people, but like,
So advertising, marketing that you've been working on. Have you always had a passion in that, even through high school and college?
yeah. I mean, like, basically as a kid, like, I had, I guess what people call now dream boards. What I would just like, of course, I love, it was the era of Jordan, so like I had like a subscription to Sports Illustrated. So I used to cut out like the pictures and create like my own ads on these boards. The same thing with Jet magazine. Cut out the women that would be in, make my own little collages to be in my locker and stuff like that. So that's why I thought I always wanted to be in advertising. I thought I wanted to do the ads and stuff like that, set up the shoots and stuff, and it's kind of that's what I thought I wanted, and then. I delved into just the, just the general promotion, and that way.
Yeah.
It was just easier, I guess. I didn't have to think up stuff. I just had to execute, and that's kind of. But yeah, that's the base where it started, and then that's where we are now.
So even before you headed off to college or anything, were you already kind of making connections? Pretty much afterwards.
Nah. What happened was freshman year in college, '96. My mom told me about this thing called the email. You don't have to pay to call home. Long distance was expensive as shit then.
Hell yeah.
There was a thing called long distance. It wasn't overseas. Like if you wanted to call somebody that wasn't in your city, you had to pay X amount of money.
Yeah.
So she said instead of calling for money, you could just email us what you need and it's free. So once I learned about email, I'd already learned about like the internet was still kind of new. You know what I'm saying? I had an internship during high school during the summer, and they would have me do different things on the web. You know what I'm saying? So I knew about the web, but they had high speed internet, which was I don't know how high speed it was then, but it was work. It wasn't like AOL or anything like that. So once I got to school, I was able to connect with different people. So what I did was is I found these different forums because I was in New Orleans and I still love Texas music. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I found like these different places where people were talking about Texas music, and then I went to every one of those people's profiles.
Yeah.
And at that time, your email was public, so I copied and pasted that to just a little I guess a Word document at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I emailed every one of those people every time I had new stuff. Like if I had a new thing on my website, you can check it out. All of this. So basically, that was the first email.
Read blast.
Yeah, email blast. And I was doing that in '97. Mm-hmm. So anytime I had something new, like check out the new website. You know what I'm saying? And this is when I was just on GeoCities. This is before I got the website, the domain. So in '97, I bought a domain and just started doing promotions and stuff. Started selling my own product, and that's really where everything kind of started to kind of jump off.
Man. So you've been doing this since that long?
20 years. It was 20 years in March.
Damn.
So through all of this, what kind of connections were you able to make through not just Austin, but through artists throughout Texas?
I always concentrated on the South. Like when people ask me about hip hop and stuff, like I love New York music, I love West Coast music, I love Midwest and wherever. But the South that's where I'm from.
Right.
So in general, what happens is rap, it has a narrow field of what they talk about. Mm-hmm. So if a New York nigga is saying the same shit or a West Coast nigga saying the same shit as a down South nigga, I'll just listen to the down South. Right. So that's what I gravitated towards. So I was able to do, when the website started popping off, certain record labels and then promotional companies contacted me to do promotions for them. So I was doing stuff for Bad Boy South. I was doing stuff for Trick Daddy, A-Ball, MJG, Brad, Archie Lee, Little Scrappy. People that were, Lil Jon, like all these people. Yeah. So I was able to start working with them. I was starting networking with the promotion companies, with the artists, with stuff like that. So, but the whole core of it was still always Texas. So I used to I started with helping some artists get their websites, because at this time people, they didn't understand websites. And even when I was selling product on my website, people would buy one thing to make sure they would get it. They didn't know you could order stuff online. And so that was like really my niche, is that it was people that are from Texas that left Texas. So if you were from Texas and you couldn't find out about new releases from Texas, you couldn't get music from Texas, that was really the niche of the website. You could log on and be like, oh, I know Lil Keys finna drop something. So that built this little center where people knew that you were going to get real information. And so I was able to use that to promote new artists, promote people that everybody loved. And so from that, I was able to, because I had designed this website myself, Bootstrap or whatever. So people were like, well, can you do that for me? I was like, yeah, I guess. I'm a kid. I need money. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much is this going to cost? And some people were paying me in CDs so I could have inventory. Some people paying me cash. And then so I started doing websites. So I did Rec Shop's first website. I did 97.9 The Box website. I did Gorilla Mom's website. I did Toe Down. It was a bunch of basically, I think, Reliant Entertainment, which used to be Kiki's first website. Kiki's first label. So it just became where I was working with all these people. I met Trey, and so I was selling Slab CDs. I met with Beltway 8 and Freestyle Kings. So I was DSR. Like basically anybody who was doing something, they understood that like I was kind of first to market with the idea of being on the internet. Like you could sell this shit everywhere. I was selling my shit in Japan, Canada, just niggas was just looking for screw like slow or you know what I'm saying, just that Texas sound. So everybody followed with that. So that's how me and Chamillionaire came into like a back and forth. Because Chamillionaire had a little more funds than me, so his website was better than mine. But his website wasn't real. Like, I mean, it wasn't real like that. Like, it wasn't based in like, it was just about community. Like, mine was about the entire South Sound. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, Chamillionaire understood early that he needed to capture that audience. And so that's what he did early. He's like, he wanted to keep people on the website, he wanted to sell people stuff. And that's what he does today. Is like he understood that information was king. Like he had people join his mailing list. And I knew that early too. That's why my mailing list is 25,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm sure like a lot of those whatever. But at the end of the day, it's about data. Yeah. You have to have the data. You have to be able to touch. Yeah. You have to be able to touch those are people that actually want to talk to you. They signed up for that.
Exactly.
So that's what me and Chamillionaire always worked with. So we were both kind of always just trying to have exclusives on our websites, and people were jumping from forum to forum and talking about this. And he was doing live casts. You know what I'm saying? Like he would do video casts with horrible quality video, but that was dope back then. You know what I'm saying? So he was always an innovator. So that's what the website was always just like a base to showcase stuff that I could do. So when it was I was just doing it for fun. Now I'm doing other people's websites. And other people was like, well, can you do print? I was like, I don't know. I've never done album cover. Somebody asked me to do album cover. So that's when I transitioned into print.
You've been doing a lot since then, man. I mean, just recently when we had Chief Price from Crew 54 came in and spoke highly of the cover you did for us, Slap Raps too.
Oh, the Slap Raps too.
Mm-hmm.
I specifically told them that they needed an animated cover for that release. And it's a new, because did you see Slap Raps 1?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you got it? You saw it?
So Slap Raps 1, I think MOS did the cover. And MOS will tell you he's capable, but visually he didn't. It did the job. Yeah. So it's basically like a chalk outline of a hand. You get the idea. So, what the five finger say to the face. So I took that idea and I have to, whenever I reinvent something or I have to do something over for somebody else, I have to shit on like I don't know how it got ingrained in me in my life, but if somebody comes to me and they say, I don't like this cover, I need it exactly the same, but I need you to put that spice on it, then I have to shit on it. So basically, they did the first one. I guess that was like the first one they were just putting out. And so I was like, okay, what should we do? And they didn't really have an idea. So, I always ask clients, I say, do you have like a vision of what you want to do? And they was like, well, that we thought about like doing like slap raps on the knuckles like a prisoner or something. I was like, eh. So I told them I got an idea, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an animated cover. So it's gonna be a little more money. You're gonna be happy with it. So I got them to do that. So I came out with the idea of bionic hand, because there's nothing more pimping than having bionic hand slap shit at your bitch. You know what I'm saying? So on fire too. So yeah, you gotta. It's on fire. Yeah. It was it's one of these things like it might take me a week or a month, but once the epiphany happens, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of the problem with a lot of the graphic design too now, because everybody wants it today, and you just kind of throw shit on it, just put dollars and diamonds and bling and blah, and you don't really come up with concepts. So a lot of people don't like to develop concepts. I appreciate them. It took me, I would say, longer than I wanted to go, but I was waiting for them to see if they had because it was 3 people. It's him, it's the Crew 54 and Scientific. And so I wanted to see if they had a vision for the project rather than me just pushing my vision on it. So I was waiting to see if, and what I've learned is when it's more than 2 or 3 people, it's difficult to settle on something. So I was waiting to see, but then I already had my idea for, basically after the first consultation. So I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that.
And so are we, and so are they. Yeah, great work on that. So, these remixes that you sent us, when did you get into that too?
So, I okay, mixtapes. So mixtapes are popular. I wanted to see if I could DJ, but I'm not DJ. So basically, I approach remixes the same way I approach rap. It's just layers of sound. So when I hear something, I just kind of want to do it. So, like I think I sent you 5. So the swang was basically I had a whole bunch of different producers who had sent their version of swang to Trey, and I had stolen them from Trey from his email. And because if you listen to the song, because basically every verse has a different beat, right? And the middle beat is actually Chico Bling used that for something. So yeah, but also what I want to do, because that's a mixtape I did with DJ Bounce from Corpus. He's originally from Corpus. He's in LA now. He's in Austin for a while. What I wanted to do with that swang was basically, what I like to do is always tell people where stuff comes from. Right. So the beat swing was basically a Michael Jackson song. So that's why the song comes in as Michael Jackson. And we bring in all the shit. And we bring in all the remixes. So we got the different verses from shit. So it's this, extended verse. And that's the same thing that I did for the Chameleonaire shit, because Chameleonaire rapped with a West Coast cat over a beat that Big Mo did on Laid Back Rolling, which is a screw tape. So I wanted to, when I did the Hang with Mr. Cooper tape with him, I wanted to bring some of that screw element to the Swisher House nigga. And so when I sent it to him, that nigga was like it's like, man, you just kind of did it. Like, I mean, yeah, it's like, I wanted to, like, the North Side and the South Side shit has always been something, but like Slim Thug and ESG, they've always kind of tried to bring it together. Yeah. So I want to do like an ESG and Slim Thug moment with, like, where I bring like Big Mom Community on that. And then, so the Trey the Truth and the Zero, the ABN song, that's when I was able to get the unreleased version of the ABN album. The version that people listen to, the people that bought, that is a completely different version. Wow. Because they didn't clear any of those samples. Wow. So what I do with my remix is I was like, hey, this is what you hear when you buy it, and this is what you hear when you don't got it. This is what you hear when you buy it. This is what you hear. So I dilly dally through like the original and the verse. So Rap A Lot called my house for that. Yeah. So nah, they didn't do. That's not what Rap A Lot does.
No, okay.
Oh shit. This is true.
Don't mess with Texas. How deep are you into the series?
So, yeah. So I did the 5 discs. So that means I'm on 26, 27. I'll probably be out maybe about like 30 videos. So, Don't Mess with Texas started as a joke.
Seriously?
Yeah. What happened was I bought a new car and I put a screen in the car. Mm-hmm. So I had literally nothing other than, I had like Game 101 videos and a bunch of like Transformer movies. Like this shit you're not really going to bang in the car. And I put bang in the car, so I put the deck in the car and I put the bang in the car. So I had nothing to watch. My girl made a joke, why don't you make your own fucking DVD? Like, you know what? So I put out Don't Mess with Texas Volume 1. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Sold 2,000 copies first week.
Word.
Damn.
First week. Pre. I put it online first week. And I was like, oh, this is a viable thing. The problem was I was already doing artwork for Tiz. I was doing Ride Slab Acting Bad for Tiz. And Tiz felt that I was encroaching on his lane. So So, and to be technical, they're not the same. Tiz is a documentary with videos. He has concert footage and interviews. Mine is just straight music. I just want to showcase the artists, the videographers, and the music. I just want to showcase that. So, yeah, so basically at that time, that's when I stopped doing Tiz's covers. But I did so well, and then there was a complication when a lot of San Antonio stores wanted to carry mine, and maybe didn't want to carry his or something. I don't know if that's true at all, but there was some tension then. We're fine now, but yeah, so that was part of the problem. But yeah, so we're on 26. Each one of them has 50 videos, either from a Texas artist or featuring a Texas artist. And like I said outside, basically, it's to showcase people that aren't from Houston. Yeah. It's for people to enjoy the people from Houston. That's always going to be a standard. But there are people that are dope from Texas is big as shit. Yeah. So there are people in towns that I can't even pronounce or never even been to that if you find the problem is you don't know what to search for. Right. So you don't know what to look for. But if you in your slab or you support this, I'm bringing you dope artists. I'm not trying to just
slide anybody out there.
And also, I've never charged anybody to be on any of my CDs or DVDs. Never even charged. The only people that I ever charge is cosigns. Well, if it's TOSIN and the Screwshop.com presents, that's a cosign. That's something you gotta pay for. But to be on any of all the mixtapes that I've ever done, any of the DVDs I've done, I've never charged anybody
for. Good. Okay. One last thing. This is your 5th nomination for SCAs for this month?
Oh, you saying SCAs? Yeah. I was not nominated this year.
Not this year?
Not this year. No, I've been nominated.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I'm 100% certain for the Southern Entertainment Award.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not nominated for that. Not for this year.
I gotta double check.
I'm 100% certain. No.
Okay.
No, I get nominated. I've been nominated.
I guess I'm so used to you being in the lineup.
No, I've been nominated. I think there maybe like 1 or 2 years I've been nominated. I've been nominated every year since they had it, but I've never won. Basically, this year was the year I stopped caring about awards. Like, there's the Austin Hip Hop Awards because that's my people doing it, and I support them. But, like, what happened is that you get to a point. Like I said, March was 20-year anniversary. And I didn't do anything special, so when you don't do anything special, then news doesn't care about it. You just done it. Yeah. And so I didn't put out any vinyl, I didn't do an album release party, I didn't do any of this. So it's difficult to get media behind somebody, you were just doing something for 20 years. So, like, when it's been 20 years and I haven't won an SCA, at this point, it's like, I just don't really care. Like, I've won the awards that I won, and I really like those. Like, those were the ones that I knew I was in the trenches and I did stuff with, and those were mixtapes or albums or DVDs and stuff that I've won with. But, like, at this point, like, that's why I'm kind of doing, like, the podcast and the radio stuff. Is just, I just want to tell people about what I've done. Like, people see me for certain small things, and they don't really understand a lot of the work that's happened. And they don't know the steps that got me here. And, like, it was, when people walked up to you and they call you an OG, that means that they don't know anything about you. They just respect you, but they don't know what you've done. Like, you know what I'm saying? They either call you school or they call you OG, but, like, they don't really get what it took to get here. And a lot of stuff I want to try to tell people is it took me 10, 15 years to get to a place. Like, when I did the Chameleon tape, I had to put that shit on the credit card. I didn't have no money. I was probably 3-4 months behind on my mortgage. They could have took my house. I think of being there for that all the time. It was an opportunity that worked. You know what I'm saying? And then how many promoters when I didn't know the business, where I was doing flyers before getting payment. So now, like, when people call me an asshole, that's because I've been through the shit. Like, you have to set rules for people. Like, people you have to get to a point where people respect. Like, I just had a conversation with somebody on Instagram. He's like, well, I had a whole lot of trouble with graphic designers, and I'm not going to give you all the money up front. I said, well, that's my policy. And you're not gonna do it, then we're not gonna do it. He's like, well, all these other people. I say, dog, you came to me for a fucking reason. So
Right.
you saw the work. I'm gonna tell you my reputation. You know what I'm saying? So you can either not or not. You know what I'm saying? And then he ended up paying, and he's happy with his work. He got a good turnaround. He loves the cover. Paid up front like he's supposed to. And that's just how you have to get to that place. You
Yeah.
have to set your standards. It took me a while to get to a place to where you can call for that, but at the beginning of your life, you can still. The main thing I tell people is you can charge at the beginning of your career. You don't have to charge. You don't have to charge what you're worth. But you gotta let people know that you can. Even the first flyer I ever did was $25.
Right. So
That was in '96. It was on colored paper. You know what I'm saying? They printed it out at Kinko's. But my thing is, when people talk about these opportunities where you do it for this, make sure that opportunity is for you. You can always barter, but you got to make sure it's equal. But
Absolutely.
But don't ever do anything for free. Don't ever do anything. Now all that shit where fucking the game asks people to do his fucking cover for free, and you get I'll tell people you did fuck up.
what you got coming up within the next few months?
So we're gonna do 27 of Don't Mess with Texas. Cover might upset people if I do it the way I want to. It just really depends on life. There is a mixtape I'm been trying to do for Valentine's called La Belle Shot. That is on my Facebook. If you've seen it, but really, the main thing I've kind of transitioned to is that I do a lot of corporate stuff now. So, Urban Music Fest.
Oh yeah.
So we just released one of the artists who was in vogue for this year. So I'm doing all of their work this year. I've done a couple of different ones this year. But I know y'all are getting Key Sweat, which is shit. But yeah, that I do a lot of stuff for medical marijuana. People, you got a clear record, man. Fuck with that medical marijuana, man. It's good, man. I'm not just looking right up at you.
I mean,
You happen to be looking at the right guy, though.
you 100%. Like that's one thing.
I'm just saying, I have a whole lot of friends that came from Austin and they went out there. They still rap, but like, it's a good opportunity. It's a boom.
Just talking about that.
So,
show you the requirements for the car.
Yeah, I know. I'll edit all this out and shit. Yeah, we've been on that. We've been talking about this for a long
It's
time.
a fucking omen.
Okay. Yes, it is.
So to wrap everything up, if anyone want to get in contact with you, network with you, do business with you, where can they?
Simplest thing, man. Go to thescrewshop.com. THESCRAWSHOP.com. Sinful-designs.com. Click on everything there. Go all the social media. Buy anything you need. Email me. That's always best. I got in the game early, and number one thing I tell artists is make sure all your social media is the same.
Oh God, yeah.
I got in the game early and I didn't get that opportunity. So, you know what I'm saying? My YouTube is not the same as my Twitter and blah, blah, blah. So there's a couple other TOSINs that are getting on my fucking nerves. And stuff. There's a nigga that plays a guitar, and then there's
I saw that.
and there's the dude that's in the fucking Star Wars movie, man.
No.
So my Google rating is fucked up.
Well, we appreciate you coming down, man, even though technical difficulties, but we're still going to make it work. Appreciate you. TOSIN, doors always open, so if you need anything, let us know.
Yeah, man, this has been interesting.
Yes, at least, yes, indeed. Thank you for everyone for tuning in to the Urban Suite, and we'll catch you next Tuesday.
Yeah.